Gary Trent. Double teamed. He's getting used to that, so he dishes to Jason Terry. He had 14. But then the Broncos want to run. Joel Burns to Jason Black. Western Michigan actually up by 1 at the break. Second half, OU takes over. Mike Reese to Curtis Simmons. He had 14. And then Reese to Trent. This is why they call him the Shack of the Mac. And OU wins it behind Trent with 16. Trent led the Bobcats with 15. They'll play Eastern Michigan in the semis on Friday. The Broncos got just 5 points from their non-starters. Sun Belt Conference Championship, Western Kentucky against Little Rock. Rod Smith. The rude rejection there, that begins the Trojan break. Cordell Robinson to Tyrone Parham. He spots up in the corner, knocks down the 3. Arkansas Little Rock within 1. Hilltoppers answer with Deion Jackson to Darius Hall. They lead by 6. Then with 12 seconds to go, Chris Robinson can ice it with 2 free throws. He misses both. Little Rock can tie it with the 3. Derek Fisher. He takes it up court, gets around the defense. Serpentine, please. Shell. The shot. Nice shot. That's what he got off, and it amounted to nothing. Hilltoppers win by a margin of 3. They get the Sun Belt automatic bid. Their 3rd straight year in the NCAA tournament at 26-3. Even with a loss, there was a good chance they would have gotten in.
Valpo. His club led by 2 with under a minute left in regulation. Jason Hine ties it up for the Leathernecks. We go to overtime. First OT. Valpo down 3. Bryce Drew, the coach's son. 7-3 of the night. We go to double overtime, then triple overtime. Lance Barker, Crusaders by 3. The Leathernecks, last chance. Andre Humphrey lines up for the 3. David Redmond. The big block. Valpo wins the Mid-Continent Conference in triple overtime. Bryce Drew plays 51 minutes and scores 25 points. He was 7 of 11 from 3-point range. Vic scores 21 for Western. Wright State, Wisconsin Green Bay. Wright State coach Ralph Underhill has to stop this man, Wisconsin Green Bay's Jeff Nordgaard. Nordgaard for the jam. Green Bay up 14 early, and then Nordgaard again. Nordy on track, drives base. How tall is this kid? He's 6'6", 19 points in the first half. Green Bay up 13. In transition, Wright State comes back. Delmy Harriman. Wright State got within 10, but Nordgaard, his first 3 of the year, he scores 28 points. Wisconsin Green Bay, the Phoenix, in again. Last year in the opening round, they knocked off Jason Kidd and the Cal Bears. Potapanko, the Raiders' leading scorer and rebounder, had a Andre Patterson, the big block. And then it's Patterson from outside. 1 of 4 threes from the freshman out of Abilene. He scores 18 in the ball game. Indiana freshman all over the place. Neil Reed, off-balance fling. Hoosiers up 2 at the half. Badgers come back late, under 30 to play. Richard Griffith scores and he's fouled. Free throw makes it 71-70 Hoosiers, 18 for Griffith. Under 10 to play, Indiana by 2. Donald Hoskins misses. The freshman Patterson is fouled, misses the first and then the second. No timeout for Wisconsin. They have one left. They don't want to call it. Indiana wins by 2. It's Indiana's 29th straight victory over the Badgers, who haven't beaten the Hoosiers since 1980. Michael Finley, the Badgers' all-time leading scorer, total Iowa. Chris Kingsbury hit some tough shots, including the bank from straight away. First half winding down. Respert, Sean. Iowa by 1 at the half. Scary sight. Respert limped off. He would return. Second half tied at 71. Hits the jumper. Gets, misses, gets it back. Hits the jumper. State by 3. Hawkeyes need a 3. Kingsbury from the arc. 6th of the night. We're tied at 74. Spartans down 1. Time winding down. Eric Snow, Jamie Fike. Pretty basketball. Spartans by 1. Hawkeyes talk it over. Andre Woolridge. Good defense. Woolridge shoots, and he hits. Last chance for Michigan State. Eric Snow will not get it off in time. Doesn't fall anyway. Iowa, big win over Michigan State. Before the game, Iowa gave Judd Heathcote a clock for his retirement present. He would have preferred a W. State is now a half game behind Purdue for the Big Ten title. The Boilermakers play at Minnesota Drexel. And the Huskies got off to a good start. Damon Singletary hits the 3. Northeastern up 5, but back comes Drexel. Brian Holden at the buzzer, the 3. Drexel by 10 at the half. Second half, more Drexel. Brian Holden. Malik Rose, layup in the foul. And then it's Cornelius Overby finds Rose in the break. Drexel by 11, and Drexel turns out the lights. Jeff Myers all alone Malik Rose, 21 points, 13 boards. Last year, Drexel had to win a close game to get in the tournament. This year was easier and better, according to center Brian Holden. When you're up by 20 points, you just play the final 5 minutes, enjoy the crowd, and think, we're going to the...
5. Watch the Temple freshman Johnny Miller land on Derek Kellogg's foot there. He would have to leave the game with the sprained ankle. UMass guards would fill in nicely. Carmelo Travieso hitting for 3. Ugly Took. Second half, ice-cold Temple. Derek Petit, nothing. Marcus Camby, the rejection on Rick Brunson. And Jason, nothing. UMass goes inside Lou Rowe, forget that. And the Minutemen are a winner by 19, and that means they have won both the regular season and the tournament titles 4 years straight. Only NC State in the old Southern Conference has exceeded Oregon State. Brent Barry, the swipe, and watch the glide. Very graceful, and they are smelling upset. But Toby Bailey says we are not going down. He spots up for 3, hits it. And then the Bruins with the transition game. George Zedek, the block. J.R. Henderson on the run. Ahead to Bailey. Back to Eddie O'Bannon, who lays it in off the window. And then the Bruins once again. Henderson, the setup for Zedek. And UCLA, as a #1 team should do, wins easily. They clinch the Pac-10 title outright. 21 points for O'Bannon, the elder. It is the Bruins' second Pac-10 title in 4 years. Duke NC State in the ACC play-in game. Watch Cherokee. A little behind the back pass to Eric Meek. A little fancy for a last-place team, but Jeff Capel kept it going. Puts up the floater in the lane. NC State hangs tough. Ashua Benjamin, the rainbow-style 3. Wolfpack trailed by 4 at the break. Clint Harrison baseline then to Todd Fuller. He lays it in. NC State grabbing the lead actually by 1, but they would not hold it. Capel to Parks for the reverse. And then in the waning seconds, Steve Wojciechowski. Touchdown pass to Carmen Wallace adds the 2-point conversion. And the Blue Devils win it by 13, 19 and 15 for Cherokee Parks. They will play top-ranked Wake Forest in the quarters on Friday. NC State records hair perfect as always, just like Brandon Cole's follow. DePaul up to 13 seconds to go. Danny Fortson gets the friendly bounce off the window. Game tied at 85. Last chance for the Demons. Tom Kleinschmidt, no good. Bryant Bowden, no good. We go to overtime. Joey Meyer cannot look. Takes off the specs. Cincinnati up 1. Kleinschmidt again. Nothing. Cole. Desperation on the follow. Nothing. And Cincinnati holds on again in the tournament. They win it by 1 in the overtime. Lizelle Durden and Danny Fortson each had 24. Cincinnati has beaten the Demons 9 straight times. They have also won 9 straight games in the Great Midwest Tournament. Cincinnati will take on top-seeded Memphis in round 2. They had a first-round bye. St. Louis will take on the host team Marquette. Billy Scott from the New York Knicks three-point line. He had 27 points. Then in the second half, Jason Mayle. You got to say delivers with Jason Mayle. He had 28. Under 3 to play. St. John's by 2. Orlando Antigua. Good from the baseline. Pitt by 3. St. John's needs a 3, so Felipe Lopez, of course, takes a 2. Why? We don't know. Pitt still up by 1. James Scott then needs a desperation bomb. This is the shot he would get off. It did not go, and Pitt is a winner by 3. James Scott hits from 10 of 17 from the floor. He finishes with 27. St. John's now 14 and 13, still likely to get the home court nod with a bid into the NIT. Boston College gets 38 from Donye Abrams to down Seton Hall in the extra frame. BC gets the 2 seed Villanova in the quarterfinals.
Gophers running early on Purdue. Vashawn Leonard feeds Jason Walton for the lay-in. Gophers led by 9. Then a scary moment for Minnesota. Watch Leonard, the hustle, goes with Brad Miller after the loose ball. Leonard takes a bad spill. He would come back to complete the final regular season game for him at Williams Arena. It was tied at the half at 35. Second half, all Purdue. Quanzo Martin finished with 26, but only on 8 of 26 shooting. Later in the game, Purdue runs the clock, and it was time to celebrate at least a share of the Big Ten title. Purdue, a winner. They've won 7 of the last 8 road conference games. They lead Michigan State now by 1 game. They're at home about the Stanford tree. This is the Stanford leaf, and this is true. If you want to become the tree, you have to be a leaf for the entire season. So good luck to you next year. Stanford hoping to get off the bubble. Deion Cross gets the roll. Stanford up at the break, 32-27. Second half, Cougars a run. Shaman Antrim hits the 3. Washington State within 1. But the Cardinal can hit from downtown, as David Harbour proves. Stanford by 6. They finish it off with some defense. Andy Popink, the deflection, takes it all the way on the two-hander. Stanford makes it easier than it looked. They go on to win by 5 in this one. The Cougars took themselves right out of it early, committing 21 turnovers. Washington State's coach in Florida. Tight game throughout. David Johnson knifing through the lane. What a scoop. Tied at 54, 5 minutes left. Then Florida up by 1, 57-56. Dan Cross for 3. Florida up 4. Now stay with me. Ole Miss answers. Robert Butler the 3. 60-59 Florida. Dimitri Hill wearing a worried face. Florida up 2. One chance for Ole Miss. Butler drives, loses, can't get a shot off. Lon Kruger's team moves on as Florida wins by 4. So the Gators improve to 16-11, keep themselves perched upon that bubble. Mississippi State is next up.
Tournament tied at 73, closing seconds. Robbie Reed puts up the 3 to win. Back rim no good. Delmont Madison grabs the rebound. He goes the other way. His desperation shot. And are you kidding me? The favor gets returned on BYU as the Rams win it 75-73. Other scores, Colorado State wins by 2. Madison had 15. They'll take on Hawaii, who beat